Welcome to Speed Bump Garage. My name is Kent.
And I'm Jack.
It's my son Jack, and we are back with the 68-100, right back where it all started. We are in a salvage yard where today I'm going to attempt to get this old Ford pickup running and possibly drive it out of here all the way home. June of 1968, so this is going to be a 68 F100 assembled in Kansas City, and if it has an engine in it, it should have been a 360 V8. Well, folks, we don't have a key. You guys are gonna like this. I took my starter toggle and I ran it through the wing window. I think we've got a good truck. So Jack and I hopped in the bump side this morning and drove back here doing some parts shopping. We came to get a hood and look for some power steering. That truck is manual steering, and my wife and Jack and everybody gripes about how hard it is to drive all the time. So we're gonna do our best to get it converted. We came out here to buy a hood, and I'll show you the hood that I had in mind. This is the hood we were after. I had a picture saved on my phone of it from when we hauled the truck out of here, thinking that this was a pretty good hood. And we picked it up when we got here, and the bolt holes have been ripped out of it, and it's a little cooked underneath. And he also wanted our hood in exchange, which I wasn't crazy about. I really want to have the hood painted when I put it back on the truck. I guess I forgot to show you guys the issues with my hood, but it's got a few dings and dents in it, and it's kind of the wrong color. So we're looking for a good candidate to paint and get the truck looking a little better. After we found the issues on the other hood, we started looking for other bump sides, and we found this one. Now remember, I said I needed power steering, and to convert to power steering, I kind of need a whole power steering column. This has a good power steering column for an automatic transmission. We need that. It has a decent hood. It's got some repair spots on it, and it's a little cooked up top, but I do think it's better than the other one.
Yeah.
I think this is better than the brown one. And it's got all the power steering stuff. Now this truck said to have been running when he bought it. He said he's never heard it run, but that's what the original owner said. But they had took the carburetor off of it. So who knows, but it's got the power gearbox on it, the pump, the brackets, the pulleys, everything we need for our conversion. It's even got power brakes. I don't think we'll convert that. So what I'm telling you, this truck has a lot of parts that we need. So I called the guy that owns the junkyard, and he offered us a pretty good deal on the whole thing. We did not come prepared to haul a whole truck out of here today. Part of the things you've got to do to haul a truck out of this junkyard is get all the stuff out of the bed, because he always wants to keep the scrap metal. So that's where we're at. We've got a good solid truck with a lot of parts we need. I say good solid, it's really not a good solid truck, but it has some good solid parts. It does have some cool features on it that ours doesn't have. It has a toolbox in the bed. Do you see that, Jack?
Oh, on the side?
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
It's got the toolbox there. It's got a Oklahoma Special Farmer grill guard on it.
Oh yeah.
You guys might have saw that when we were opening the hood. Some type of axle shaft or PTO shafts, and a big piece of pipe along the front. They torched this to weld some support in for it. Just another genuine farm truck. The first time we filmed here, my green truck was sitting right there where that International is, and we drove it out of here after a couple episodes. I say we, I was kind of on my own for that video series. That was during school, but it has turned out to be a really good truck. I'll give you guys a quick walk around that haven't been around. I guess this truck has been on its side at some point in a ditch, is what the guy that owns the junkyard said. So we've got a little bit of body damage there, and that fender's pushed in. But this rig has almost zero rust. Nothing underneath of it, nothing on the rockers. We've done a lot to make it look better. Here's a big part of our hood damage, wrinkled up there. and pushed in here, but we don't have the Ford emblems. So that new hood's got those. This fender's a little tore up, but pretty solid truck. And we get a lot of use out of it, but I think it would just look so much better with a correct color green hood on it that's a little bit straighter. So like I said, we didn't come equipped to haul a truck out of here today, but we're gonna get it out of the spot that it's in, so our life will be easier when we show back up with the trailer. This is a private junkyard. The guy is super cool. He just kind of lets us come out here and dig around and look at his stuff. Well, he has a shoulder injury right now, and typically he would help us drag the vehicle we're getting out with one of his mini wreckers. You missed. But so he couldn't come help us, but he did loan us his wrecker, and we've never ran a wrecker. This is a pretty cool old Dodge. I drove it over here. It's got a 5-speed in it, 2-wheel drive, so we need to be careful. We're gonna learn how to be wrecker drivers today, I guess.
Dad's backing up the wrecker, and I would just want to put this straight. Neither one of us have ever operated a wrecker, done anything with a wrecker, so this might be rough. Let's see how this works. I don't think the DeWalt air compressor would have got those. Those are so flat. Look at that. So easy. We're basically professionals. That went pretty good.
Yeah. Don't you remember what Kevin said about being a professional?
Kevin Tate says we have to get paid to be a professional, so.
Nobody's paying us yet.
Nobody's paying us yet. Heck yeah. We need one of these.
For sure. I'd rather have a rollback, I think.
Yeah.
But this sure beats what we were gonna do.
Yeah, I know. Set it down now?
Yeah.
Alright, we're up for hire.
Better see if he's gonna let you keep borrowing the wrecker, because we don't have a wrecker.
We have a 10-minute resume.
Well, the wrecker definitely made that a little bit easier. The more I look at this truck, kind of the worse it gets. It's definitely got some rust issues.
Look at this.
Yeah. But the floor is not rusty. Between this floor and the yellow one, somebody might be able to make a good bed, or maybe we can make a pickup bed trailer out of this, because look at this. Storage right there on the side. It's even got some nice carpet in it.
How about we?
Oh look, did that used to have a cargo light?
Maybe.
Huh.
I have an idea. What if we fix the green truck up, which it's good enough now. We get a camper to go in the back of this.
Oh, then we can go camping, maybe.
Paint match it.
The green truck's gonna need a little more
Pork.
horsepower before we can do that. So I don't know. It has a cool look to it. Somebody's tried to put a paint job on it at some time, and I don't really know what happened. I think they were just having a good time.
Adds character.
And they gave it a pretty unique look. We're gonna go get the truck and trailer. This thing's ready to be picked up. We'll be able to drive the truck and trailer that way, and we'll just winch it right on there. Much easier than trying to get it up in there with our truck and trailer. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, it's actually been a few weeks. We've got the donor truck back home on the trailer. I didn't film picking it up. It was pretty straightforward. The wrecker got the truck right where I could grab it. Now Jack and I had some discussions on which direction we're gonna go with this video. We decided we're going to try to finish it up with the power steering conversion on the green truck. We are going to use the hood off this truck. You will see Jack trying to tackle the paint match project on our shorts feed, so make sure you're subscribed. And the old green machine is in the shop, ready to go under the knife or the wrench, some might say. In famous last words, this should be a pretty easy swap. Now we're gonna have to do it here just in the open bay because the Ranchero project has the lift occupied currently. Jack has been busy taking the front clip off, prepping panels, trying to take care of some rust repair, working on that paint project too. That's obviously a huge undertaking. So little stuff like this is kind of fun as filler work and to kind of keep your confidence up, because projects like that fuel burnout. So if you're tackling a big project like that, find something else to do. Things I know have to happen on this project: the steering column is different, so we're going to put the power steering column in. Obviously the gearbox is different, so we're going to swap that with the unit off the other truck. And we need a pump and drive system with pulleys and everything on this engine, because this little F100 was bare bones. The only thing we've got on it is an alternator. And to save a little time, I already pulled the column, gearbox, pump, bracket, and pulley off of the donor truck. So most of the wrench time in this video is going to be on the green truck. Here are the parts. Here's the bracket, pump setup. I left all that together. Hoses are still connected to the gearbox, and our pulley setup that goes on the balancer. I believe this groove would be your general fan belt alternator that we already have, and then this groove ran the power steering, and this groove was for AC, which we don't have. I think I'll just put the whole setup on there. All right, Jack's gonna help us get the steering column out. That cover's got to come off the firewall. I already unhooked the shifter and the bolt that holds the shaft to the gearbox. Another way to do that there is to unhook the rag joint, but I'd already had that out. A little tight on space for that one.
Yeah.
The other one was way worse. It has a booster on it.
Oh boy.
So I couldn't see what I was doing at all on it. Alright, there was one other bolt right there that I took off, but that should let us get that out of the way. In the truck, we've got two bolts here, and then there's another seal plate on the firewall. It's got these little 3/8 headed bolts. I did unhook the pigtails, so this would be like your blinkers and stuff, and then this one that looks like a trailer plug is your neutral park safety switch. The donor truck did not have the switch on it. Somebody had bypassed it. So we're gonna have to see if we can rob enough parts off of this one to get it working again, because I would like to have it. Here, I'm gonna hold up on the column if you wanna zip those out.
Okay.
All right, I think you should be able to maybe wiggle that out of there if you drop it down a little bit. Let me go see what's going on outside. Hang on. Okay. You just got to get it through that hole somehow.
Yeah. Easier said than done.
It didn't have carpet or a seat in it last time I pulled it. We've had a lot of trouble with that shifter. That's another reason I'm pretty happy to be putting the other column in here. Hopefully we can do away with some of those issues. There we go. We're not reusing that anyway.
Yeah.
Success.
There you go. Are they the same?
Well, we have a few differences. This one's obviously shorter. This is the new one because the power steering gearbox is quite a bit bigger. This one did not have a neutral safety switch on it. This is the switch off of this truck. And I was looking at this. So the way this works, this rides on the steering column. And then as you're shifting, this only makes connection in the neutral position and park position. I was nervous about this one. Looks longer than this one, but we just operated it, and I think this one will still work. So we'll have to rig that up, and then we'll be good to go on that. As far as the rest of this, I thought it was going to be plug and play, but it does not appear so. These plugs are different.
Oh, yeah. This
power steering truck is a later model truck. This is a 68. I'm assuming it's like a 71, maybe 70. We're going to have to put these pigtails on this harness. Hopefully the colors are similar. There's a few wires in this that I had to replace because they were bad. So let's start sorting through this stuff, and then we'll, I guess, pull the gearbox. You can go ahead and pull that steering gearbox probably.
Okay. So I'm working on pulling the steering box down here, and I got the truck jacked up on all the 2 jack stands, pulled the wheel and tire off. Now I need to disconnect these. I got the cotter pin out, and I just broke this nut loose. I need to take that off, and I'm going to take the pickle fork and try to get that off. And if it's not going to want to come off easily, I'm going to have to get the air hammer with the pickle fork on it. Let's see how this goes. Got it. There you go. Disconnected. Now we got to take out these 3 bolts. One right here, and that one. There it is. Got it out.
I took the 8-pin connector off, put the 6-pin connector on the new column, and then, so the older one, the 68, had a 6-pin and a 2-pin, which I broke that 2-pin. Colors were not the same. I found a lot of conflicting information on what was what, so we took our best guess. I just pushed the pins out of this connector, put them right into here so we don't have a bunch of connections. We have one because they had a bad wire, but pretty factory looking. Hopefully it works. No guarantees, but it'll be a good starting point. We've got our neutral safety hooked up now. It might need some adjustment once we get it in the truck. New rag joint on the new column. I did read a lot of horror stories about these breaking and people hitting the ditch in these trucks, so good opportunity to get that replaced. You can see I added that hose clamp on this old column. This column kept slipping and causing it not to shift.
Oh, yeah.
It's just wore out, and hopefully that issue's gone with the new one, but let's get the gearbox in and we can stab the column, go from there. Oh, you gotta duck them so high. Oh boy. Come over to this side.
Come up. Alright, can you pull the back end up?
Well, I screwed up and told Jack this was going to be an easy job. Per usual.
Now look what we're doing.
It wasn't a direct bolt up. So this engine mount plate was taller than the one on the other truck. So we had 2 options. We can either swap them or we can fix it with fire. Which is what we're going to do. I'm going to heat it up and just beat this high side down, and then we'll try run number 2 of bolting it in. And that's how you convert your manual steering motor mount to a power steering motor mount.
That's funny.
Hopefully.
Yeah, this morning Dad was like, hey, will you come help me do this quick power steering swap, and then we spend the rest of the day doing whatever we want. I was like, yeah. Here we are. It's like 6 o'clock.
Famous last words. I actually said this will be the easiest power steering swap we ever do. Things aren't going as planned.
No.
Not too bad though, other than the wiring and this little deal. Fingers crossed, hopefully everything else will go decent.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna put this heavy sucker back down in there.
Okay. Dad's getting everything tightened up. We got the steering gearbox all in.
Grease it till you see it, buddy.
Now he's greasing that. Then we're gonna be ready to put the column back in, huh?
Alright, it's go time. We're gonna run that blue steering wheel for now. I don't know what we'll do in the future, but for today, that's the one. Can you see where your splines are? Looking out that hole?
Yeah.
Just kind of eyeball it, try to hit it, and then I'll go outside and get it for you.
Yeah.
That's the ticket. Just gotta swing it to the outside.
No. Alright, got him.
Jack was just in here trying to install the little seal plate around the column there, and it will not fit. So we looked at the one off the other truck, and it's obviously smaller. And if you look here, it says power steering on it. So that's something else you need if you're going to the scrapyard to do this conversion yourself.
Yeah.
Grab the little mounting plate. Oh yeah, much better.
Yeah, and that's something we would definitely have to run back to the scrapyard and get if we didn't have a whole truck.
Yeah, it's a good thing we got the whole thing.
I just pulled off the old pulley to replace it with these, and you can see there's the air conditioning pulley and the power steering pulley. We're gonna keep the air conditioning pulley on there just in case we decide later that we want some air conditioning. So we're gonna bolt these right back up to right there. That'll be easy. Dad, what are you working on?
I just got the pump mounted, fit up really nice. I actually replaced this water pump so it had these threaded holes that weren't being used because we didn't have all the accessories. We're getting really close. We don't actually have a belt, so if we use the old belt, we might be good. Ran into one other issue. The shift linkage was a little bit different on this column, and I'm not sure we have the right bushings to make that work, but we're gonna try our best to get it going tonight. If not, it'll be a tomorrow morning deal. We're gonna get it buttoned up pretty much all the way tonight, I hope. We made an executive decision to use the old belt for now because we really want to see if it works, but I'm really impressed with this bracket. I have never had one of these, but you basically have 3 track bolts there and a tensioner bolt here, and it operates really nice. So you just loosen your top ones, get your belt on there, and then you can start tightening up your belt with this here.
Oh, that's cool.
It works really nice. It's staying super straight. I wish I had the same setup on the alternator.
Yeah.
It's a little more difficult. I'm not gonna get it too tight because that belt is in really bad shape.
Yeah, and we were gonna put power steering fluid in here, and the dipstick says to put ATF in it. Probably just go. We're at the very edge. There you go. We're finally to a point we can try it. What started as Dad telling me, just a morning job, it's all right.
We're out of time. It's the end of the day. We've got the old belt on it. We're full of fluid. I rigged up the old shift linkage, but we have no bushing up top. The bushings wore out in the bottom. I'm pretty sure it's in park. It adjusts just a touch different than the old one, but I think we got it close enough. Fingers crossed. Let's fire it up, see if this belt can hold on long enough to tell us if that pump works.
All right, it's starting to pump fluid. Yeah, it's skipping the belt. Ah, like that belt. Heck yeah. Do it again.
It's definitely jerking. That belt's slipping.
Yeah. Is it way better?
Oh, it steers. When it's pumping, it steers really good.
That's awesome.
Try to kick
Reverse,
it. Hey,
neutral.
the park neutral safety switch works.
Oh, that's awesome. Reverse.
Alright, let's see if my brake lights work.
Alright.
Brakes.
Alright, we got brakes.
Are they working?
Yep, their brake lights are working.
Left turn.
Left blink. Oh, your right blinker's on.
What?
Yeah. Now you're doing the left. You got it reversed. Let's see what it is in the front. Alright, go left. Is that left or right?
That's left, driver's side.
Oh, okay. That's right. Alright, keep that going. We got...
right or left? That's this side?
Yeah, that's this side. That's the passenger. Does that mean they're...
Right up there, but not...
Yeah, play this one. Alright, now let's walk back here. It's on the right side over here. Oh.
I must have got some wires crossed.
What did you do?
Well, I'm telling you, none of those colors matched up, so it was a guessing game.
We're gonna be confusing people on the road.
Well, I can fix that. That's not a big deal. Alright, well, tomorrow we need to track down some shifter bushings and a new belt, and then we'll do a test drive.
Never mind, we're back. Dad just messed with something.
We tightened up the belt a little bit. Look at this.
Dude. Oh my god.
This truck was so hard to steer. That is nice.
Mom likes this truck, and she never liked the steering on it.
I can tell you what's not nice. This blue steering wheel on this truck.
Yeah.
I do want to put a smaller wheel in here. I never wanted to because how hard it was to steer, but now that it's easier to steer, I think we can put a little bit smaller wheel in there. It'll be a lot better for a bigger person to drive, because I'm not very big, and see, I don't have much room. So
yeah, it's surprising me that the power steering trucks didn't come with a smaller wheel.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. I can't wait to drive it.
I know. Let's do a little one-hand action on there. Oh.
You can take your driver's test in this now. You can parallel parking in this dude.
I know. Seriously feels like there's jack stands under the truck and you're just sitting there free spinning it. That is awesome. It's been a few days and it is finally time to test drive the F100, and I got Mom here to test drive it because I can't drive it, and one of the big reasons we wanted to put power steering on this truck is because Mom likes to drive this truck, but it is super hard to steer.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Let's go. It feels weird because the steering wheel's
we didn't get the steering wheel on straight, so it feels weird.
match the truck. Alright, here we go. Ooh.
Yeah, so Mom's steering wheel is not the right way. We got it a little bit wonky when we put it in, so it's not completely right. Mom's making a turn. Let's see how it feels. Feels a lot better, huh?
Yeah.
Not have to work for it at all.
I didn't rip my shoulder out of place.
We were gonna sell this truck at one point, and AJ was not happy with this, so we ended up keeping it.
Yeah. We sold the GMC instead.
Yeah,